What it do, what it do, what it do? It's your boy D Free back with another fight video. And man, the internet has been on fire the last couple of days. Seems like the big dog is back out to play. Tank Davis been going at Devin Haney. He's been going at Shakur Stevenson. He's been going back and forth with Bill Haney. So let's talk about it. Man, Tank Davis came back. And Devin Haney let it be known that Tank Davis' team has reached out to him. As you can see in the tweet, he said, I think Tank Davis grew some balls. His team has reached out. Well, this is the fight that everybody's been asking for. Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin the Dream Haney. They wanted to see these two guys go at it back when they was at 135 pounds. Tank Davis always seemed to have a fight lined up. Devin Haney always seemed to have a fight lined up. The promotional companies couldn't work together, and a lot of speculation of why this fight didn't happen. Well, Tank Davis, we all know, has been going through his little core issues, and it seemed like it's starting to come to an end. And so Tank Davis has took to social media, and he's letting it be known he's back at it. And it seemed like this fight is looking like it's close to happening. Everybody wanted Tank Davis and Devin Haney to fight. This is the biggest fight, and from 147 on down, there hasn't been a more heated debate between two fighters outside of Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. Everybody been on Devin Haney's side. Everybody that's been on Tank Davis' side, they've been bumping heads. There's with friendships that's been ruined. There's communications back and forth that has stopped existing. And it seemed like this is a fight that gotta happen because everybody has been wanting this fight to happen. Well, Bill Haney seemed like he came out here and said he wanted 50-50. And that has created a whole nother argument. Does Devin Haney deserve 50-50? Some people saying Gervonta needs Devin Haney. Some people saying Devin needs Gervonta. At the end of the day, I would like to see this fight happening because it's been a long time coming, and we need to find out who is the better guy, who's the better fighter between the two. There's a lot of things that's going back and forth. We saw the old sparring matchup. We heard this guy ran out of the gym. They heard this guy wasn't ready for the fight. And it's just a whole bunch of stuff that's been going on, that's been building up between these two fighters. So we need to see this fight happening. Does Devin Haney deserve 50-50? Devin Haney was the undisputed champion at 135. He moved up to 140, got a belt there. He moved up to 47 and got a belt there. Tank Davis is the bigger money guy. He draws the attention of the casuals. He draws the attention of a lot of celebrities when it comes to him fighting. And it comes down to who really wants this fight. Does Tank Davis really want this fight to be willing to give Devin Haney 50-50? Does Devin Haney really want this fight to say, okay, I'm not going to ask for 50-50. I know you're the bigger money fighter, so you deserve the bigger part of the pie. At the end of the day, this fight has to happen. They have to negotiate. We're not going to be able to negotiate for them. This is something that's done behind the scenes, and these fighters need to talk it out, sit down. If they really want this fight to happen, they need to come to an agreement. And I think at the end of the day, it will be a fair offer put out there for Devin Haney. And I heard the speculations. I heard all of the back and forth between the two different fan bases. One the Devin Haney fan base was like, oh, Gervonta Davis ain't never sent a contract. He never sent an offer. And Tank Davis side always said, well, we sent an offer. You got to be willing to take whatever we give you. At the end of the day, like I said, these two guys got to be willing to say, okay, the talking is over. We need to make this fight happen. And I think if they come to a sensible understanding of how big this fight is, I think the two fan bases will be happy, and I think the two fighters will be happy. They can finally settle the feud between the two. But the bigger thing is the one guy that's been out there that was trying to make a fight with Devin Haney, it seemed like he might be out of the picture. He might have took too long, and Devin Haney might have just said, you know what? The bigger fighter is with Tank Davis, so I don't need you anymore, Shakur Stevenson. You pushed on the back burner because Shakur Stevenson was going back and forth with Devin Haney about trying to make this fight. He said, oh, you got to give Keyshawn the fight because I don't want to step on my brother's toes. And at the end of the day, Tank Davis and Devin Haney is a bigger fight than Devin Haney versus Shakur. And Shakur was dragging his feet. He was pushing too much. And Devin Haney was willing to come down to 144 pounds. But then, like I said, Shakur said, oh, well, I don't want to step on my brother's toes. You're the 147-pound champion. He's the mandatory or soon to be the mandatory for your belt. You got to go fight Keyshawn. And now it looks like Keyshawn and Shakur is going to be sitting on the back burner waiting to find out what's going to happen between Devin Haney and Shakur. And I think the bigger fight that needs to happen is Devin Haney versus Tank Davis. I want to see Devin versus Shakur. I want to see Devin versus Keyshawn. I want to see Tank versus Shakur. I want to see Tank versus Keyshawn. But at the end of the day, the two bigger names in this equation is Tank Davis versus Devin Haney. Those are the two bigger guys, the bigger stars, I should say. And this fight is a long time coming. And I think it will settle the score, and one fan base is going to be able to say, I told you this guy was the better fighter. Another fan base going to say, hey, he was the better guy. I got to give it to him. Or, I mean, there's going to be some hate here and there. They're going to be excuses why one guy lost to the next guy. But at the end of the day, we need to settle this feud because this is a fight that the fans want to see. And Bill Haney asking for 50-50, I don't know if he deserved 50-50. I know Devin Haney is a name in the sport of boxing. I'm not going to take away any of his accolades, any of his achievements. But when it comes down to the business of boxing, who is the bigger fighter as far as name recognition? Who draws the crowd? We seen Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Nowhere near the amount of money that they made against Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. So when we look at it and you see that they fought the same opponent, one guy made way more money than the other guy. When you look at the fact that Devin Haney been fighting on undercards his last couple of fights, he's been a B-side to Ryan Garcia when Tank Davis was the A-side. He was asking for 50-50 with Rolly Romero when Tank Davis was the A-side who beat Rolly Romero. So when you take those into consideration, you got to say Tank Davis deserved the bigger portion of the purse. So we could cancel that out. Now we're going to the weight. What weight should they be fighting at? And I think when the fans look at it, they're like, oh, don't take a rehydration clause, and Devin Haney respond, never. Tank Davis responded, you want to come in at 165, you're not in the driver's seat. It's your dad you talking about. If you want to get the biggest purse of your career, you do what I say. B word. Now we're talking about the weight class. What's a fair weight for these guys to fight at? Devin Haney is at 147. The last time Tank Davis fought, he was at 135. He hasn't fought since last year. And a lot of people are speculating when he comes back, he's going to come back at 140 pounds. He's going to come back at 135. Nobody knows exactly what weight class Tank Davis is going to come back to except for Tank Davis. Whatever he decides to come back, that's where he's going to come back. But if you look at the two guys, Devin Haney is at 147. Tank Davis is at 135. The more sensible thing would be, okay, they meet somewhere in the middle. Fight at 140, no rehydration. Fight at 144, a rehydration clause. How do you say which one is a fair offer? Me personally, if Devin Haney can make 140, fight at 140, no rehydration clause. If you can't, fight at 144, 147 with a rehydration clause. Tank Davis is 135 pounds. Let's be honest. He's not a big guy. He's not a big guy. He's 135 pounds. The man is 5'5", 5'4", 5'6", whatever he is. 135 pounds. Might walk around somewhere around 150. Devin Haney, 5'9", fighting at 147. Probably walks around somewhere around 170. Devin Haney is a much bigger guy. So if you want a fair fight it, meet somewhere in the middle. Negotiate something. Like I said, it's going to come down to, do these guys really want the fight? Me personally, doesn't matter. Whatever they agree to is what they agree to. At the end of the day, when you sign your name on the dotted line, there is no excuses. It's no, oh, I was weight drained, or he had me a rehydration clause, or there's no, oh, the man was way bigger than me. It's none of that. Once you sign your name, you agree to whatever you agree to. So at the end of the day, it's going to come down to, do these guys really want the fight? And I think a lot of the fans are more so they with one side or they with the other side, and they not looking at the common factor, the common goal, I should say. The common goal is to give the fans what they want. Let these guys handle the situation of negotiating the fight. We're not in the back rooms making the daggone calls of what the fighters should do, how much money they should get, where they should fight at. We're not in those rooms. We're just the fans discussing it. So I see a lot of guys get mad, get emotional, get heated, all over a fight that you have no say-so about. You have no say-so at the end of the day. It's all enjoyment for us. So what are you getting heated about for something that's supposed to bring you enjoyment? I don't understand the fan base. And I understand some of y'all feel like y'all have some emotional ties to these individuals. Some of y'all might even know these individuals personally. I understand that. But at the end of the day, it's a sport. It's a enjoyment sport that we watch and we all love. If it's not enjoyment for you, why are you watching it? There's plenty of other things on TV. Go watch something else if this doesn't bring you enjoyment. But I think this is a great fight, and it's a long time coming. I hope that the fans do get what they want and get a chance to see two of the best guys of their generation. I believe Devontae Tank Davis is one of the best guys. I believe Devin Haney is one of the best guys. Regardless of how you might feel about the individual outside of the ring or how you feel about the individual inside of the ring, one thing for sure, two things for certain. These are two of the best guys of their generation. They wouldn't have all of the accolades if they or all of the praise and all of the hype, or they wouldn't have us talking about them if we don't believe that they're two of the best guys of their generation. The only reason why we talk about them is because we believe that they are the best, and we want to see who is the best. So leave your emotions at the door, and let's see how this fight breaks down, because I think the fan base is going to be in for an enjoyment. Somebody is going to have something to talk about. Somebody is going to have to eat some crow. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me because I have no dog in this race. I just want to see a great fight. And I think Devontae Tank Davis and Devin Haney is a great fight. It's a long time coming, like I've said multiple times in this video. It's a long time coming, but it's a great fight that I think the fan base will enjoy, and it brings back that fighting spirit to the sport of boxing that a lot of people believe is losing its luster. It's not as exciting as it once was. Well, if you get these guys in the ring and stop tearing these guys from getting in the ring, making excuses why they shouldn't get in the ring, then you can have these fights happening. We so busy making excuses why these guys shouldn't get in the ring to say, oh, man, forget that, man. Get in the ring. Let's see who's the best guy. Whatever you got to do to get in the ring is what you got to do to get in the ring. If you the best, then prove that you the best. If you the best, you prove that you the best. We all worried about how much money they should get. What weight should they weigh at? That's not our say. That's not our call. Our call is who we believe is the best. I believe Tank Davis is the best. I believe Devin Haney is the best. That's what we're supposed to be talking about. Who we believe is the best. We break down what style you believe is a better style versus the other style. Not, oh, I believe this guy should get this amount of money. I believe he should get this amount of money. I think they should weigh this weight. I think they should weigh this weight. No. Now, if that causes the fight not to happen, then we could talk about that on another note. But right now, these guys are talking. Let's encourage them to get in the ring. But y'all let me know what y'all think. That's all I got on this video. I think this is a great fight. I think the fan base is going to be excited if this fight happens. And I'll be back with y'all with another one. Shakur Stevenson, you might be on the outside looking in. It's your boy, D Free Sports Talk. And I'm out. Peace.